Good afternoon, Carmel High School. I'm Maria Sam. For today's show, we'll be updating you on the recent increase in the flu and players being out for the season. Carmel High School, this is your afternoon announcements. Now for some news headlines. In world news, the Colombian police were targeted with a second bombing in a span of just 2 days. The attacks have been at Benaquila and Soledad police station. Reports claim that the attackers was riding a motorcycle while he threw an explosive device towards the police station. There have been at least 5 police officers reported dead and 42 other police officers and citizens injured. The attacker was caught and then charged on 5 counts of aggravated homicide and 42 counts of attempted homicide. Local police believe that the attackers' motives to these attacks is based off of the police's increased efforts on tracking down and ending local criminal organizations. In other news, space industry giant SpaceX has announced that the newest rocket, the Falcon Heavy, is set to launch on February 6th. For the first time ever, this is a milestone in not just SpaceX history, but in entire space industry. As well as the Falcon Heavy, the most powerful rocket currently in operation, is said to be powerful enough to send humans all the way to Mars. For the first mission, the rocket will harbor a dummy payload, a cherry red Tesla Roadster, from the personal collection on Elon Musk, who is also the CEO of Tesla. For those interested in viewing the space launch, SpaceX will be live streaming the event. Now, over to Olivia with your news update.
Thank you, Maria. Good afternoon, CHS. This is Olivia Frey with your news update. Recently, the flu has been sweeping the nation as millions of Americans are falling ill to the sickness. Thousands are being hospitalized, and many hospitals are now limiting visitation privileges. In these hospitals, you must be at least 18 years or older in order to visit a patient in the hospital. In Indiana alone, 9 people have lost their lives due to the flu. The Center for Disease Control now lists the flu as being widespread in the state of Indiana. In Carmel news, Square Donuts in downtown Carmel is now reopening as they closed down due to infestation. CHTV reporters Danial Shakeel asked Carmel citizens how they felt about this. Let's take a look.
Hearing about Square Donuts closing down, that's really disappointed.
It really bugs me. I'm kind of angry and upset because the place was pretty good. It was right down the road from the high school.
It's kind of sad that it closed just because I really liked it and it was cheap and affordable.
I honestly don't care because honestly I never got donuts from there anyway.
I don't really care. I haven't really been there that much.
No, I've never eaten there before, but I feel like that's kind of crazy.
That's pretty nasty that they have flies in their donuts.
I feel like that's what should have happened considering all of the health concerns.
I really like their donuts and I wish that I could go back.
Because a bunch of my friends used to work there and I loved their food and everything.
You know, this is just recent news to me, but I am very saddened because that was one of my favorite donut places and I know it was a very popular place for people to go before school in the mornings.
No. Because I heard they had like a gnat infestation and I'm not down for that. Like, I'd rather not.
Well, now that I know the reason that it closed down, I probably wouldn't.
I would not go because it's pretty nasty that there were like gnats all over the place when they were making donuts.
So you don't like gnats in your yeast?
I do not.
I think that if they were to open up, I would probably go back if they made triangle donuts. Yeah, I would go there. They had good donuts and it was really convenient for me and my family in the morning, I guess.
Yes, most definitely, because like I said, there's a lot of people that went there, which means it made a lot of people happy, and I want a place open that makes people happy.
That is all we have for you today at the news desk. Now back over to Maria.
Thank you, Olivia, for that news update. Moving on to sports. The world witnessed Roger Federer win the Australian Open this weekend. Federer is the oldest person to win the Australian Open, aging at 36. And on top of being the oldest to win, Federer reached his 20th Grand Slam title during this match. And for the women's tennis matches, Caroline Wozniacki became victorious after a match with Simona Halep. After the match, though, Halep had to be transported to the hospital to be treated for dehydration. This was due to the excruciating heat Australia was facing that day. Now, over to Ty and Daniel with your sports updates.
Thank you, Maria. This past weekend, NBA All-Star DeMarcus Cousins tore his Achilles, ending his season. He was having one of the best seasons of his career and was going to the All-Star game. This devastating loss hurts the New Orleans Pelicans and fans around the league. The injuries this year have just been detrimental. Ty?
With Boogie being out, the Pelicans have pretty big shoes to fill. Before his injury, he was averaging 25 points, about 13 rebounds, and 2 blocks a game, while building one of the best big man duos in league history. With fellow All-Star starter Anthony Davis, due to his absence, Paul George, forward for the OKC Thunder, will replace him as a reserve, while his teammate Russell Westbrook moves into the starting lineup for this year's All-Star game coming up in 2 weeks. Daniel, what do you think the Pelicans would do with Boogie's absence?
Well, I think the Pelicans really need to have some key players, some role players really step up. People like E'Twaun Moore, Dante Cunningham, people who can shoot the three, make them more often. Maybe trade for a center just for the season for a one-year contract and release him. What about you? What do you think?
I feel like they'll need to space the floor out more and utilize Anthony Davis. Since Boogie is being the center and him being absent, they'll have to move him down, maybe play with a smaller lineup and get the ball spread around and try to get boards and compete and still make the playoffs. Do you think it's possible?
Maybe. It'd be rough, but, with a team like the Nuggets right now containing the 8th seed, you never know.
I'm Ty Bryant.
I'm Daniel Shakeel.
And we're back to Maria at this desk.
Thank you for the update, Ty and Daniel. That's all we have for you today. This has been Maria Sam with your afternoon announcements. Have a wonderful rest of your day, Carmel.